We are located here just adjacent to Washington Park here in Michigan City. We are on the south shore of Lake Michigan. Our sailing school has been around for quite a few decades actually. So we teach people of all ages. So we have a youth camp that runs the middle of June through the first week of August. There are 4 sessions, and each session runs 2 consecutive weeks, Monday through Friday, and there's a morning class and an afternoon class. So half day, 5 days a week for 2 weeks, and we have 4 of those. Kids are age 8 to 17, and so we do teach them the basics and fundamentals of sailing. In the adult program, those classes run from the middle of June through the end of August, so they go a little bit longer. And adults is 18 and over, and these are specifically designed for people who have little to no sailing experience. We typically in the first week put them on a boat with multiple students and an instructor to kind of teach the fundamentals, and we do typically a 20-30 minute classroom session where we talk about what makes a boat go, the kinetics behind what makes a sailboat go through the water, points of sail, right-of-way, safety, capsizing, again, the fundamentals of sailing. And so we do that for 20-30 minutes in the classroom, and then we go immediately out on the water and practice. In week 2, we actually put the kids in a boat by themselves. So by week 2, they should be able to sail a boat on their own.
Well, I learned how to be the skipper, like steer the boat and adjust the mainsail to the wind. I learned all the parts of the boats, and I learned it was even more fun to do the things on the boat than just sit on the boat. I met some new people this year. It was fun to meet them because there's one of them that has more experience than me, and I was surprised. And I got to learn some new things from him. And me and my other friends that we created last year, we call ourselves the Furious Four. It's fun to meet new friends and make new friends at this camp.
My first experience, I didn't really know how to sail. I got to class and expected to learn like knots, point of sail, and stuff like that, and just to be out on the water on the boat. It's so fun. You honestly are out on the water, getting that sun, like just having fun out there. With the counselors, they make it so fun. I was kind of nervous, like going in and not knowing anyone, but the counselors make you feel so comfortable, and all the people there are just so kind and make you feel like home.
When I was about 7, one of my buddies who also has a house in the area, he told me about the program and how he did it over the summer. And at first I didn't really want to do it at all. And my dad was being a long-time sailor himself. He pressured me to do it, and I kind of fell in love right away. It's really interesting because when I was a young kid, I didn't really ever see myself in this role. I always, I figured I would get older over time, but I always really idolized the head counselors and stuff. And now I realize that that's the position I have to fill. And I have to be a good role model to the kids and really inspire the love of sailing. And independence too, being out in the water, some of these kids, this is their first experience, without a parent hovering over the shoulder. You can kind of do whatever they want, which is really cool to see.
It's a lot of independence, really. There's a great poem that we read at the beginning of every session, not the beginning of every session, but it kind of guides the class. And it talks about how, mother's aprons and father's instructions can't reach you out on the water. Like it's kind of you in a boat trying to figure things out because it's not always obvious. Sailing is not always intuitive. And so you got to be independent and you got to solve some problems. It doesn't always go right when you're out on the water. Sometimes things go wrong, things break, the wind shifts, and you got to be able to say, that's all right, that happened, how am I going to fix this problem, and how am I going to move on? So it's a lot of independence and resiliency. More than anything, I really just wanted to have a good time. I wanted to have great memories, honestly, because I think back to when I was a kid, and I just had the best time. And so if these kids at the mid-review session, if they say they had the time of their lives, hopefully they learned how to sail, and hopefully they became good people. But honestly, more than anything, I just want them to have a good time.
If you've got a passion for adventure, you like doing things that are different, that push you outside of your comfort zone, there's really nothing scary about the sport of sailing, right? And I would actually argue that putting boats on the water without engines on them is probably actually a safer thing anyways. So what I find is, again, I think most of the people who come, no matter if they have reservations or apprehensions at all, they always leave, I think, just really surprised about how great the sport is, what it means, and again, more than just learning a new skill set, but it's also learning about life lessons.